Walking is often seen as one of the safest, healthiest things a senior can do. Doctors recommend it, articles praise it, and in most cases, it really is a wonderful habit. But here's the truth nobody talks about. For some seniors, walking can quietly become risky. Not because movement is bad, but because the body has changed, and so should the approach. It may sound surprising, even a little controversial, but not every senior should walk the same way, or as often as they used to. There are specific health conditions, recovery stages, and warning signs that deserve more attention. Because for some people, the wrong walk at the wrong time can lead to dizziness, pain, or even dangerous falls. This isn't about fear, it's about awareness. As we age, things like blood pressure, balance, joint strength, and stamina shift. What worked at 60 doesn't always work at 75, and continuing on autopilot can cause more harm than good. So today we're walking through 5 types of seniors who may need to pause, slow down, or walk a little differently. These are real stories rooted in common challenges. And if you or someone you love has felt more tired after walking, experienced new pain, or just felt off, this video could be exactly what you need. Stick with us until the end, because the final example might be the one that speaks directly to your experience. 1. Seniors with unstable blood pressure. It's easy to assume that if your legs can move and your heart is beating, you're good to go for a walk. But for seniors living with unstable blood pressure, especially those dealing with sudden spikes or drops, a simple walk can quietly turn into a serious health risk. That's because walking, even at a light pace, puts pressure on your heart and blood vessels. And if your blood pressure isn't well regulated, your body might respond with dizziness, blurred vision, fatigue, or even a dangerous fall. The scary part? Sometimes there's no warning, no pain, no tightness, just a wave of weakness or a sudden need to sit down. Let me tell you about Harold, a 79-year-old retiree who walked the same route every morning for over 15 years. Same sidewalk, same pace. It was his daily rhythm. But one morning, halfway through his walk, Harold felt lightheaded and sat down on the curb. A neighbor saw him and helped him home. Later, he learned that his new medication had caused his blood pressure to drop, just enough to make walking unsafe that day. After that, Harold started checking his blood pressure before each walk. He picked flatter paths, walked with a friend, and added seated exercises on days when his readings weren't steady. He didn't stop moving. He just moved smarter. The goal isn't to stop walking. The goal is to walk with awareness. If you've noticed your heart racing unusually, your legs feeling shaky, or your energy dropping halfway through your walk, talk to your doctor. You might just need a few small adjustments, like walking indoors, wearing a heart monitor, or changing your route. These changes don't mean you're getting weaker. They mean you're getting wiser. 2. Seniors with advanced joint degeneration. Not all pain means stop, but sometimes pain is your body's way of asking for a new approach. And for seniors living with advanced joint degeneration, especially in the knees, hips, or lower back, walking long distances or on hard surfaces can quietly wear the body down, one step at a time. Imagine driving a car with worn-out tires on bumpy roads. It'll still move, but every mile adds more strain. That's what walking feels like when cartilage thins out and every joint is grinding with less protection. And while movement is still important, not all movement is created equal. Let me share Martha's story. She's 82, proud, and fiercely independent. For years, she walked 3 miles every afternoon around her neighborhood. Everyone admired her dedication. But behind closed doors, she was icing her knees every evening and waking up stiff every morning. She pushed through, thinking it was just part of aging, until her doctor showed her x-rays revealing severe osteoarthritis in both knees. That conversation changed everything. Martha began taking shorter walks on cushioned indoor tracks. She added water aerobics, supportive footwear, and joint-friendly stretching into her routine. Within weeks, her pain decreased. Within months, her smile came back. She didn't stop moving. She just started moving differently. Joint pain doesn't mean you're failing. It means your body has carried you well, and now it's asking for more support. If walking leaves you aching for hours, or if your joints feel unstable, stiff, or inflamed, it's okay to adapt. Consider low-impact alternatives like swimming, cycling, chair yoga, or resistance bands. These activities protect your joints while still keeping you strong. Remember, walking should give you life, not take it out of you. And sometimes the wisest thing you can do is choose a softer path. Third, seniors recovering from recent surgery. After surgery, it's natural to feel eager to get back to normal. You want to prove to yourself, and maybe to others, that you're strong, capable, and on the road to recovery. For many seniors, that means returning to daily walks. But here's the catch. Too much movement, too soon, can quietly undo all the healing you've worked so hard for. Healing isn't just about scars fading. It's about muscles, nerves, ligaments, and organs slowly relearning how to function together again. And if you push your body before it's ready, especially after surgeries involving the spine, knees, hips, or abdomen, what feels like a gentle walk can actually strain your weakest point and set you back weeks or even months. Let me tell you about Frank, a 74-year-old who had lower back surgery. His doctor told him to rest, take it slow, and ease into movement with physical therapy. But Frank didn't want to lose the habit he'd built, so he started walking again within a few days of getting home. At first, everything seemed fine, but then came the pain, sharp, shooting discomfort down his leg. A follow-up visit confirmed he had overworked muscles that hadn't yet healed. His recovery ended up being twice as long as it should have been. Frank didn't do anything wrong. He just wanted to feel like himself again. But sometimes real strength means waiting. Post-surgery recovery is like rebuilding a house after a storm. You can't move the furniture back in until the foundation is solid, and you can't walk like you used to until your body says, "I'm ready." If you've recently had surgery, or even if it's been a while, don't assume your old pace is still the right one. Check with your doctor or physical therapist. Listen to your body's signs: swelling, soreness, balance issues, shortness of breath. These are signals, not setbacks. Walking again will come, but healing well now means walking stronger later. Give yourself the time to return, not just quickly, but fully. Fourth, seniors with peripheral neuropathy. There's a quiet kind of fear that comes when your feet stop sending the right messages to your brain. You walk like you always have, but something feels off. Maybe your feet feel numb. Maybe they tingle. Maybe they just don't respond the way they used to. That's peripheral neuropathy, and for seniors who experience it, walking becomes something else entirely. Less automatic, more uncertain. Peripheral neuropathy affects the nerves in your feet and legs. It dulls sensation and slows reaction time. The ground might feel uneven, your steps might feel shaky, and your balance, something that once felt effortless, now requires conscious focus. Every step becomes a calculation. Let me introduce you to Susan, a 70-year-old retired nurse who had lived with type 2 diabetes for decades. She loved her evening walks, especially at sunset. But over time, her feet began to go numb. She tripped twice in the same week. Nothing serious, but enough to rattle her confidence. Her doctor diagnosed her with peripheral neuropathy and cautioned her that walking on uneven sidewalks could become dangerous. But Susan didn't give up. She adapted. She started walking indoors at a local gym where the floors were smooth even and well lit. She did balance and ankle strengthening exercises. She switched to shoes with wide bases and better grip. And just like that, walking became safe again. Peripheral neuropathy isn't just a nerve issue. It's a communication issue between your brain and your body. And when that line gets fuzzy, so does everything else. Your confidence, your rhythm, your safety. If your feet feel different, if you've noticed stumbling more often, or if walking feels like it demands too much concentration, it's okay to shift your routine. Try walking with a partner. Use a cane if it helps you feel steadier. Consider shorter routes or indoor tracks, because the goal isn't to keep walking the same way, it's to keep walking with confidence. Sometimes the smartest step forward is simply adjusting where and how you place your next one. 5. Seniors with unexplained fatigue or shortness of breath. There's being tired, and then there's a different kind of tired, a kind that lingers, a kind that doesn't go away after a nap. It's the kind of fatigue that creeps in during a short walk, the kind that makes you feel winded just getting to the mailbox. If you've felt this kind of exhaustion or unexpected shortness of breath while walking, it might be more than just aging. It could be your body's quiet way of saying, please pay attention. Many older adults brush these feelings off. They blame poor sleep, the weather, or assume they're just out of shape. But when you start needing breaks sooner than usual, when your chest tightens or your legs feel heavier than they should, your body might be trying to signal a deeper issue, one involving your heart, lungs, or blood flow. Let's talk about George, an 81-year-old who'd walked the same park trail for years. One morning, he found himself stopping halfway. A few weeks later, he needed to sit down. Soon, he stopped walking altogether. At first, he thought he just needed to push through. But after a routine checkup, his doctor discovered an undiagnosed heart valve issue. Thankfully, they caught it early, because George had listened to the discomfort rather than ignoring it. Shortness of breath or extreme fatigue can be signs of heart failure, anemia, atrial fibrillation, or chronic lung issues like COPD. And these symptoms often don't show up in the doctor's office. They show up during real life, during walks, grocery trips, conversations. So if you've noticed walking leaves you unusually drained, or your breathing feels shallow or labored, it's time to speak up. That conversation could lead to early detection and treatment, which could mean more years of strong, confident movement. Walking should give you energy, not take it from you. And adjusting your routine isn't quitting. It's choosing to stay in tune with the body that's been carrying you all these years. Final thoughts. Walking is one of the simplest, most natural ways to stay healthy. For many seniors, it's more than just exercise. It's freedom. It's connection. It's a sense of routine and independence. But like everything else in life, walking needs to evolve with us. What once felt effortless may now require awareness. And that doesn't mean you're broken. It means your body is communicating, and you're wise enough to listen. The 5 types of seniors we talked about today aren't rare. They're everyday people navigating real health situations. If you saw yourself in one of these stories, or if someone you care about came to mind, don't panic. And don't stop moving. Just pause, reflect, and ask yourself, is my walk still serving me, or is it time to adapt? Movement is powerful, but thoughtful movement is where longevity lives. Sometimes fewer steps now mean many more steps in the future. Sometimes slowing down means you're taking care of the body that's been taking care of you for decades. So whether you're recovering from surgery, managing joint pain, adjusting to new medications, or simply noticing changes, honor that. Don't walk harder, walk wiser. Thank you for spending this time with us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing that resonated with you or how you plan to care for your body more intentionally. Your thoughts mean more than you know. And if you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Your support helps us continue creating content that informs, empowers, and uplifts seniors everywhere. Until next time, stay safe, stay strong,